Kickstarter is a breeding ground for innovation. We all know that a lot of crowdfunding platforms do kind of foster innovation. They actually give you access to funds which regular small companies usually wouldn't have access to without the whole drama and the hoopla. But as you all know, not all of these are successful. But every once in a while, there comes a project which becomes ultra successful and they actually do manage to deliver the product which they were actually campaigning for. You had examples with the Next Bit Robin, you had a few audio projects, you have had your smartwatch which was just bought recently, and there are numerous projects that actually you can name and which have become successful and actually become a breeding ground for innovation for other companies to kind of copy and mimic and actually grow. But at the same time, there are big companies. One comes into mind is ZTE, which brought out the Blade phone as a Kickstarter project, as an Indiegogo project, but it didn't actually pan out because ZTE is a big company. They have access to all the funds, but I don't know why they actually went through with the Kickstarter route. But my hopes are high for one of the projects that I backed by a company called Anker, which you all know is a manufacturer of a lot of smartphone accessories. So this is not really their first foray into audio. They've got other audio products if you actually hit their Zolo Audio web. So here we have is the Zolo Liberty Plus audio, truly wireless headphones. These are a limited edition Kickstarter version. There is another one that's actually doing the rounds on Amazon, not to be confused with this. It looks pretty much the same, but there are a few important differences between these. So I'll quickly state the differences, but before that, my name is Nihal. You're watching Not Just Another Channel, and this will be a quick review of the Zolo Liberty Plus totally wireless headphones. So if you're not already familiar, if you've not watched my channel, I did a brief unboxing of the Liberty Zolo Plus a week or so ago, and there has been quite a lot of questions asked on when I'll be doing a review. And actually this will be my first review, so please be kind, leave comments or improvements and suggestions and things like that. I truly appreciate your time on this channel. So I have been actually playing with these quite a lot, but unfortunately I don't have a frame of reference to compare these against. So I don't have any earpods, I don't have a Earin or any other truly wireless headphones that I should compare it against. So my frame of reference is a Sony MDR 1000X, which is my daily driver, which I always use to your office or in the office. Though they're worlds apart, so that's the only base reference I can have. And the other thing is I cannot probably show you the audio quality of this without probably recording a close-up. But I'll try to do my best, and I'll give you as subjective, unbiased review as possible. So these, as I mentioned before, these are Kickstarter editions. I had backed them a couple of months ago, and I got these probably 3 or 4 weeks ago, just in time for Christmas. And I was really excited getting these because from a few people who actually got it in advance for reviews, they were actually really positive reviews, and they were actually surprised by how good they actually sound. Do they actually do justice to what they said? Let's take a look. Starting up with the specs, the Kickstarter version has two 6mm drivers, graphene drivers. As per Anker, these are first for headphones of this size. It comes with a beautiful case. They are very small, but it is a bit heavy. You're actually surprised by how heavy these things are for things of such a small size. Smartly, the carry case actually doubles up as a charging case. So the Kickstarter version holds battery for 48 hours. So you can charge your phone, charge your headphones for up to 48 hours. The other version, they just call the Liberty. The case holds a maximum charge for up to 24 hours, so double the difference. The other difference between these and the non-Kickstarter versions are the non-Kickstarter version has two 5mm graphene drivers, and this has two 6mm graphene drivers. Is there enough of a difference? To be honest, I don't know. Will most people notice? Probably not. To the more finely attuned, you probably will know. There is also a slight difference in the way these guys do noise cancelling. This apparently uses a MEMS and a ER and NC noise cancellation. I don't know what that actually means, but the other one uses a standard CVC noise cancellation. To be honest, I don't know how to explain that as well, but that's probably the main differences between these. So 3 differences, and probably I don't know the price out in the market yet. The non-Kickstarter versions retail for around $99, which is around $70, so £70 in the UK. These ones on the Kickstarter page were around $149 or $150, so I'm not sure what they're going to retail for out yet, because Anker has promised that these won't ship out until all backers have been sent a pair. So the one I've ordered is the black with the rose gold embossing. Probably it's difficult for you to see on the camera, but I will just try a bit. So it's a black finish, and the edges around here, and the actual writing is a kind of a rose gold, kind of copper, rather more copperish gold rather than rose gold. So inside the case, you've got a standard 2 earpieces. You've got the right ear and the left earpiece. So a smart thing what Zolo does is, they say when the way you pair these headphones is that you can just take the left earpiece or the right earpiece, and then what happens is there's a small light on the back plate which actually kind of blinks, and then you can pair it with your smartphone in the normal way you would actually pair any Bluetooth headset. And sorry, there's one more difference I forgot to mention. These versions, at least on their website, states that they can be controlled, or you can get information or an equalizer with the use of something called as a Zolo app, which is available in iOS as well as the Google Play Store, and they come integrated with the ability to use a smart assistant. In the Android case, for now it is Google Assistant, but they are working on an Alexa version, but an Alexa integration. I don't know how long that will take. For you iOS users, apparently you can use Siri. I haven't actually tried these. I haven't actually tried pairing this with my iPhone or my iPad, but I will give it a go. But I have actually tried these with Google Assistant, and they work really well. The Google Assistant reply is on the headphones directly and not on your phone, so which is a good thing. So pairing's easy. They mentioned it's a quick one-touch pairing, which is actually true. The other good thing is you don't have to disconnect them directly. You can just put them, like with most other Bluetooth headphones, you need to switch them off by pressing the power button, but these you don't need to actually do that. Placing them back into the case and then closing these will actually turn them off and disconnect them from your smart device. So another good thing is that probably you may not be able to see it on the video yet, but when you open these, when you open the case, you actually see there are 3 white LEDs that actually shine. They actually give you an indicator of how much charge is on these. So these actually tell you how much charge are on these. So you've got 2 mics as well on top of these for noise cancellation. So let me walk you through the app as well as what these do before I actually touch on how good they are and the sound quality. So let me take out my phone. So So this is the Zolo app. So what these do is, let me turn on my Bluetooth and let me turn these things on. It says for now no Zolo earphones found, but let's see if these compare. Come on. Let me just select these from here. Okay, so it's connected. So now you should see. It gives you a small display about the apps. So you've got the voice assistant, which is Google. You've got an equalizer, which has 4 modes. You got 5 modes. You got a balanced mode, which I use, which gives you a cleaner, crisper sound, a more balanced mids and treble and bass. You got a pop version, you got a jazz, you got an EDM, and you got a classical. And there's one other thing which I really appreciate from the Liberty Plus is that it has something called as a transparency mode, which if you enable, it allows sound from the outside to actually come in, which is good if you're traveling around and you don't want to miss those conversations or the announcements. So that's it for the app. Nothing much. So it just gives you a little more information of the firmware. I'll actually put screenshots of how the app should look. So I'm just going to put these in my ear so I can kind of show you how these fit. So they say just put it into your ear and you just twist and turn. So the first thing you will actually see, kind of notice is how heavy these things are in your ear. They look small, but they're actually really heavy. So your ear might actually take getting used to it. So I'm sure you can see these. Depending on your ear size, they actually provided you with tips as well as something on a grip fit jacket. So you can actually change these tips as well as the grip fit jackets based on your liking. It took me a couple of tries to actually get something that's actually sticks in my ear. So these are not actually comfortable by any stretch of imagination. So if you're in a cold country, you're wearing a hood, or if you're wearing a cap like I do when I travel, the cap will actually press against these headphones and it can actually make your ears a bit uncomfortable and heavy. So these offer a bit of noise isolation by themselves. So when you put them into your ear, you'll actually notice a quick noise isolation. You would actually see how isolated you feel when you put these on. The other thing is, the way these function is that they've got a clickety button on both sides. So one click can pause or start the song. A double click gives you voice assistant. I think 3 clicks or 4 clicks is for forward and backward of the song. But the problem is that because the clickety action is so small, and if you've got slightly bigger fingers like mine, you can sometimes miss the multiple actions. So I usually only stick to starting, or answer a call with a single button, as well as using the Google Assistant or any assistant with a double click. So another thing that the Anker does mention is that by default these are stereo. Obviously these are stereo, but when you're actually on a call, your right earbud functions as the earpiece. So if you're on a call for the first time and you suddenly notice that you're not getting any sound on the left, don't be afraid or don't be surprised that these are not defective. This is the way Anker wants it to function. I have used it for quite a few calls and the call quality is really good, better than most of the other headphones that I've actually used. So I would recommend them if you want to use them for a call. Please do go ahead, and they work pretty well. Now coming to sound quality, from every one of the reviews I read and my own personal experience is that you will be surprised on how good they actually sound and how loud these actually get. I'm not really a fan of IEMs. I prefer something that's over my head because obviously for long-term comfort those are better, but for a lot of you people who gym quite a bit or run quite a bit, IEMs do work quite a lot. And these being IPX5 certified, so they are actually sweat proof. So you can actually take them for a small splash or take them on your jog or your gym run, and they should hold just fine. you will actually be surprised how good they actually sound. These get pretty loud, so I'll leave a sample audio file of how loud these get. You'll be actually surprised on how loud these get without any distortion. So my verdict is, if you're on the fence about about whether you want to buy these or not, I would say go ahead and bite the bullet. But I would say wait for a little while and make sure these come out. The Liberty Plus comes out before you buy the Liberty. I haven't heard much, great reviews of the Liberty, but the Liberty Plus is something really worth buying. And I'm actually glad I actually subscribed to this Kickstarter project. And that's it. There you have it. That's a brief introduction and the review of the Liberty Plus. If you do like the content on this video, please free to share it on our Instagram or your Twitter feeds, and like and subscribe. And please do help me out by sending out a few comments on how I can improve the quality on this video. Thank you, and bye bye.